All right, let's get rolling. I was almost late. That's insane, huh? Hey, welcome everyone. How's it going? It is a midweek live stream. I did want to stream yesterday, but then I had to run to town and I got back too late and a whole bunch of stuff. I do plan on streaming, hopefully, like maybe almost every single day. Some people like the live streams, some people like the videos, and some people like both. So, you know, you got to cater to pretty much everybody. Even if it's only one single person, I got my eyes on you. I'm trying to do what you want. So, you know, I'm trying to cater to everybody. So here we go. Oh, no, I can't find the button. Sorry, guys. This is the worst intro ever. I don't even know which one it is. Yeah, totally failed. That was a failure and a half. Anyway, moving forward. What's going on, everyone? How are you guys all doing? How's everyone doing? So, Chump Change blew up a rig, essentially. That's what you guys are saying out there. So during the countdown, I was kind of having a quick look at it, and then I don't even know what to say, honestly. I seen 6-pin to Molex to SATA, and I was like, this is what's going on here. And yeah, anyway, I don't really have much comments to say on it right now, but yeah, interesting. But Fudweiser did say he should have popped the breaker. You know, that's very true. You guys can, if you haven't seen his video, be sure to check it out because it can be a learning experience for all you guys out there. But, you know, depending on the PDU he's using, it may not have a breaker in it because he was using a PDU. It may not have a breaker in it for the amperage, so it may not have caused a high enough spike to blow it. Like, if it's a full one, like I believe the ones, what are they called here? That Nerd Gears have, they're really, really popular. A lot of people use them. But they're mainly just straight 30 amp, whatever, across the whole thing. So you really got to overload that thing for the breaker on it to pop. The PDU myself, it has individual banks for every single plug. So everything is on its own. It's a 30 amp, 240 volt total. But like I said, there's 4 C14 plugs that are on an individual 8 amp breaker. And there's about 4 or 5 banks of those 4. And then I have single banks of 12 amp running to C19 type of plugs for those bigger type of power supplies and your OCTOMINERs and whatnot. So again, if it's just a single breaker in the full unit, it wouldn't have popped that itself. So it's very interesting to see. But yeah, as soon as you see, you know, operations with SATA and Molex going into a rig, you know, long term, it may not be a good sign. But yeah, anyway, I just saw a quick thing there while the thing was going down because you guys are talking about it. I was like, uh-oh, this isn't going to go well. But let's see what's going on. Let's do a quick roll call. See what you guys are up to. Joanna's Techman, Kiss Ruckus, Magic Lucky, Fudweiser, who is now has a wrench, so he's probably in there scratching his head. You trying to figure out what buttons do what now? Don't worry, it's okay. It's all straightforward. Dave Collins, Magic Lucky, Techman again. Responsive Resolve, what's going on? Oh, I hate how YouTube did this. They changed the streaming side of things. So I know I mentioned it a couple weeks back, but members used to be green, so I could see the members. Now all I can see is your symbol. Same with for mods. You used to have a color code on yours as well as the wrench, and now all I can see is the blue wrench. So it's kind of harder to see everyone's names, but watching live streams on other channels, you can still see all that. So I don't know if it's only changed on the actual streamer side. So back end on my side, I can't see that stuff anymore. So it makes things a little more difficult. I don't know why they did that. Anyway. Let's see here. Maybe there's a setting I got to turn on that they made manual or something. SATA Fire, who uses SATA? Dave Collins. Chump Change uses SATA, allegedly. What is this? Gurskashkarushkana Rana. I totally butchered that one, but welcome. Much appreciated. Lancer Myth, Finn Martin, and Red Potts. What's going on, Red Potts? I don't know if I'm saying that right because I saw a few other streams where they're calling you Rude Potts, but there's no E at the end. And I don't know, all sorts of different variations. So hopefully I'm at least the closest, maybe. All right. So yeah, what's going on? How's everybody doing? How's the crypto prices? I don't even know. They are looking, where's the Canadian version here? BTC did take a little plummet today, 47. That's still not too bad. Actually, is these right? Are these the right numbers? I don't want to go to Coin360 because last time I did that, I don't know, there's something, I don't know if there's a fight going on between YouTube and them, but you know, I was getting some, messages saying limited monetization, all that stuff whenever I use Coin360. So I don't want to go to that to confirm anything here. I guess I can go to my phone. That'll work. I'm going to use my phone and see if I can confirm these prices, because sometimes this isn't 100% correct, and you know, most of the time it is. But right now, I don't know. They took a dive, and those numbers don't look right to me. Canadian value on, actually, yeah, that is right. Okay, so I thought everything dipped a lot harder than it was, but I guess they didn't. It's still actually up, you know, from the past couple days, allegedly. I don't know. Interesting. What are you guys figuring on this? I need to learn new stuff. Yeah, you gotta learn new stuff. Patrick, Raptorium is getting crushed. Are you in any other nodes? What do you mean by any other nodes? No, I'm not. What is Raptorium price? Raptorium. I guess I could just look at it right there. What am I doing? It's right in front of me, and I'm not using it. Raptorium, where are you? But sometimes it's not right either. 0.016 USD. What's the Canadian version? It's not too bad. It's down a little bit. That's not too bad, but that's a good thing. Now, I told you guys earlier, I warned you guys kind of about the Raptorium price because, you know, previous to the month just went by. You know, all that Raptorium is locked into the smart nodes. Myself, I use iNodes. And I said, you know, you can only withdraw at the end of every month. The end of the month came by, and I was saying, you know, the first week or two of next month following, so I guess now February, I said this at sometime at the end of January, that people will be withdrawing because crypto is coming down. So they're pulling, you know, their Raptorium out and selling it. And this is what I think we are seeing here. I mentioned this is going to happen. It's going to happen. So that's good. Now, this works out in a couple different ways, mostly a lot in our favor. Now, people do look at the fiat value of coins, say, I'm not mining anymore. It's not profitable. It's not worth it. I give up. I quit. I'm selling my rigs. I'm just shutting them off or whatever. Now, those of you that are out there and you've been mining for a while and you understand kind of what's going on here, this is turning into a prime time to start mining. Now, it hasn't happened yet. It's still, you know, we still got to wait longer. We still don't know if the prices are going to come back up or if we're actually going to fully move into a bear run winter. So it's still too soon for that to happen. But if it does happen, you know, we hang in there and we do know what's coming. And if you're unsure what I mean by this, I mean the most profitable time to mine crypto could be coming. Now, what do I mean by this? Pretty much people start selling their rigs. People don't want to mine anymore. They start going off anywhere. I'm seeing in all the comments. That's not profitable. It's not worth mining. I'm pulling my rigs off. I haven't mined it for X amount of time. And, you know, little smile kind of goes on my face and a light bulb turns on. Say, you know what? That's totally fine. It is. People mine crypto for different reasons. A lot of miners out there that just came in during the booms and bull runs, which is one of the worst times to get into crypto mining because the hardware is the most expensive at that time. And, you know, the price, you're getting a lot of fiat value in return, but you're mining the least amount of coins every single day than what you do in a bear run. Thank you very much, Fundvisor, for the $20 Canadian. Here's my wrench bribe. I mean, Threadripper Fund. Yes, Threadripper Fund. I'm eyeing that Threadripper up constantly. I'm waiting until I can find one at a decent price, and I'm probably going to use whatever Ethereum I have if I can get enough to get myself a Threadripper. So I'm all in when it comes to CPUs. I did see Brandon Coin wants to sell his CPU mining rig, so obviously he's not a believer of CPUs, but that's fine. Everyone mines for their own different reasons. Myself, I'm bullish on Raptorium. I'm bullish on CPUs. I think CPUs are fun to mine with, and they're great. But yeah, we are going to potentially, if the price keeps going down and people keep selling off their hardware, we could be moving into the most profitable time to mine crypto. That's because the hash rates will be coming down on these networks. The difficulty will be dropping because of the hash rate coming off, and our daily coins mined per day will be going up. We'll be sure we may be in the negative. We may not be able to pay for power. So if you can't afford power and you do use crypto, then you may have to turn it off. Some people pay 40 to 60 cents per kilowatt hour. Again, yeah, I 100% get that. I probably would not mine with 60 cents per kilowatt power either. It's absolutely insane. But our yields will start picking up if people keep selling off or turning off their rigs. And in return, at a future bull run, we could be making twice as much, 3 times as much even, mining now in a bear run than we will in a bull run moving forward or moving back. Like I keep saying before, 2 summers ago, before Ethereum really picked up, 360 or 380 mega hash on Ethereum was getting 1.2 Ethereum per month, where now 1 gigahash doesn't even get you a half of Ethereum per month. So it's pretty insane. Depending how you go, and if you've been in crypto for a while, you know that this is how it plays out. A lot of the new people out here that only look at fiat values, they're going to miss out. They're going to miss out big, and all they will have is a negative focus on crypto after that point because they don't really understand what's going on and how the networks actually work. Rud Putts, free power here. Well, you definitely can't go wrong with that. If you have free power, you have solar power, and it's paid off or something, that's absolutely, that's what you want. I'm at $0.USD per kilowatt hour, 20 cents. Myself, I'm at 15 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm 15 cents. It's kind of high. I have a locked in actual from the power company at 6.5 cents. But due to distribution fees and just charges, I have like 2 or 3 separate charges on top of just my power bill. That works out to be over what I'm paying for my power, and it works out to be about 15 cents. And the more power I do use, the distribution fees go up. So, I don't like it. That's why I like to run efficiently. That's why I like to do everything I can. That's why I look for GPUs to get your highest hash to watt ratios. My electric rate, 1 cent. All right, Johannes, see, 1 cent power. That guy could be profitably mining Bitcoin with 1 cent power. Now he can compete with the mining farms out there. If you're paying 1 or 2 cents power per kilowatt hour, you are at like mining farm level in terms of power prices, expenses, which is absolutely next to none. That's insane. They are Tenacious D, you're right. They're very lucky at those prices. Now, I want to bring up another point I'm trying to do. Another thing I do see, I do talk about CPU mining. Is my stream glitched? What's going on here? I'm going to refresh this for a second. I don't know why it's saying it's paused. I don't know. My YouTube was saying I was paused and frozen, so everything seems to be running now. But a lot of the comments I see, a big disadvantage that people see in CPU mining is how much space it actually takes. So as you know, I have my 2 racks there. They're all laying down flat. They got those 3D printed motherboard standoffs, and I fit 3 per shelf, but I'm working on a way where I could essentially double that. Pretty much take my CPU mining rigs, use about the same amount of space as a 6x GPU mining rig, and I could stack up to 24 instead of 12 that I previously have. So I'm working on printing these. It's going to take about 40 hours to print enough for all my CPUs right now. But this is what I'm looking at right here. I'm going to show you guys. Let me know what you guys think about this operation. Maybe it's bad. Maybe they'll fall over. I don't know yet. But here it is. They'll be standing up like this. They get bolted and screwed in. Now, I do wish maybe someone knows how to edit STL files because I don't. But I would really like to see this a little bit longer and then this back a little bit. That way it has more of an angle this way a little bit. But overall, I'm going to try these ones out, see how they do. But I would like a more of a back angle with a little longer of a base, just to be a little safer. But here you can see how they're standing up like this. It's great, but I'm going to be flipping these down. I want the cooler and everything at the bottom. We also know because we run headless, we don't have to worry. So if you have to use a GPU, you have to put it up top, whatever. I'll just lay it flat if I do have to do any settings. But your 24 pin and everything and all these are always at this end. So you don't have to worry about your power supply pulling over on the top end. So I plan on running the CPU on the bottom of this thing. So I'm going to flip these things 360, obviously. And then I'm going to put them together, not like this. I'm going to stack them kind of waving between each other. But I'm going to have like this part right up against here. And then this part right up against here. So I'll be pretty much like these 3 would only be using the space of 1.5 of these. So I think I could probably fit, if I do it right and these hold right, 6 to maybe 8 of these CPU mining rigs on one of my single shelves instead of 3, utilizing and freeing up a lot more space. So I'm working on that. I don't know how it's going to play out yet. I'm going to test it. And obviously when I get it right, I'll show you guys how to do it. I just pretty much showed you guys what I'm going to do and how to do it. But that's my plans moving forward. I want to move these around and take up less space, and then it'll give me the opportunity to expand a lot more in here. And because I flip them around, now I don't think, because I do have 2 rigs rolling on those, rolling with those big NHD 15 coolers, but I still think they may work. They're going to be very heavy if they're up top, but because they're on the bottom, all the weight will be at the base. So even that extra weight may even help this become even more stable. So that's some of my plans here. I have moving on forward with that. Also, I want to swap some Pico switches around, change some ends and do all that. But what do you guys think about that idea? Do you think that would work good? I think it'll work good and freeing up more space so you can utilize more. A lot of the biggest downsides, people are saying, it uses up too much space. So if this uses up the same, potentially less than a GPU mining rig, that would, be huge for some people moving forward as well. Again, I'm not trying to get massive amounts on hash rate. If a whole bunch of hash rate comes into CPU mining, we do know what happens in that case. All our profitabilities does go down. But I'm just trying to show there's other ways to look around the things. Think outside the box. You don't have to have your motherboard laying straight down. You can stand that baby up, just how I showed you with those, just by looking throughout the internet and stuff and finding different things that work out. The best way is to hang them on a wall. You could hang them on a wall for sure, but I don't really trust the wall thing myself. Like, I know it looks great, chump change, if you guys have them out there on your wall, but you know, what if happens? What if a spark accidentally that you can't see underneath your motherboard is there, or you know, something's accidentally hanging, or something slowly starts heating up too much and it's going against your wall, and literally it could start a fire there. What if it accidentally falls out of your wall? Remember, there's little tiny vibrations in there constantly. You know, over, you know, a year or 2 years of time, just opening your door, you know, you'd notice your screws get loose in your door handles, or these things get loose in your door handles. So unless you want to go in there and constantly every day, every week or so, check your screws and everything, eventually they will slowly back turn out of your wall and your rig will fall on the floor. Stay tuned for a future chump change video. I'm just kidding, guys. But, you know, it's a possibility that can happen. So I wouldn't recommend putting them on the wall. As cool as it does look, I don't think it's a good idea long term. That's just me though. You know, everyone does their own thing. Do what you want. Make a wall stand with cement board. Oh yeah, wall stand would totally work. That would work too. You could do that wall stand and then put them up vertically on those stands too. Yes, that's another great idea. See, there's a lot of good ideas brainstorming together. Why not? That's awesome. That's why there's half rubber grommets on butterfly hooks that hold 75 pounds. Was 3 to pay mine before, now takes 5 for electric. What do we got here, guys? We got 63 viewers, 23 likes. Come on, hit that like button, hit that heart button, follow button, depending on the platform you're watching. Oh, Red Putts, you're over here also. I'm checking you out. 2 Kettle Laco, what's going on? Let's go. How's everyone doing over on this other platform as well? Don't worry, I'll try not to forget about them. It's so weird multi-streaming to... Oh, I guess, wait, I had a new name for it. I'm not multi-streaming. I'm not cross-streaming. I am, what was it when you have dual blockchains again? I had a new name for this, of this streaming that I do, and I totally forgot what it was called. So, split chain. That's what I'm doing. I'm split chain streaming. Another thing I do, guys, I want you guys' help on. As we know, Ethereum mining is ending. I have yet to drop the video because I'm trying to get as much information as I can and put it together. And I think I found another way, because there's a lot of you guys out there. Just, I'm not saying you guys in this live stream. I'm not saying a lot of you guys that watch my videos, but there are people that's seen some of my videos for the first time and other things like that. They don't really want to believe what's going to happen after the end of Ethereum mining. And there's other people, because they have too much money invested into it, or for whatever reason it is, or they just never think that'll happen, that it could become next to non-profitable, at least for a little while, and we don't really know long term. But it's time to start thinking ROIs of anything. You know, the 3 to 6 month ROI value when it comes to Ethereum mining at its prime days when we had all the gas fees, those days are gone. It is time to start looking into the future, and 3 to 5 years could be the next ROI times when purchasing equipment. It's time to start looking at this stuff, business perspectives, where a 3 to 5 ROI is, you know, a good investment instead of how it used to be, like 3 to 6 to 7 months. Even you tell someone right now something's going to ROI in 8 months, they get mad at you because they say it's totally not worth it. Well, you know, it's time to open up, look outside the box. Those days are numbered and it's not going to happen anymore. So that's one thing. I am trying to get information together for the end of Ethereum mining. I do have my spreadsheet here. I don't have many information in it at all, but you can see what it's already called. It is called the death of GPU mining. Now, it's not literally going to be the death. The death of GPU mining is not going to come. It's not going to die because we have massive farms out there. There's people with cheap power. Raven coin, all these coins, Flux, that do determine they do need, you know, proof of work to survive and run going. They're still going to be there. But the majority of a lot of residential miners, depending on your price, it's not going to be profitable for them at all. And they are going to quit. And that will bring that difficulty and stuff down. But the initial effects, where they're probably going to ripple for a good 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 months to a year, GPU mining could not be profitable in that time. And to bring these numbers into an effect for people, you know, it's one thing. I looked at Seb's video and that was really great. But he had a great information there. He had a spreadsheet laid out. But he was also saying that was based on 66% of the hash rate being ASICs. Now, I really think that number is far off. I believe that means only 44% is GPUs on the Ethereum network. I think we're over double that. And even with his numbers at 66% of ASICs, we're going from like $17, $20 per day on 3070s down to 50 cents of what he was predicting, which are good numbers there. But I even think we're going to be in the red because we have a lot more GPUs that was on here. And to put it, I'm going to go with 80% GPUs. I'm going to do a line with 60% GPUs. I'm going to do one with 50% GPUs just so you can kind of have a thing here. But a way to give it a perspective of everybody is we look at the hash rate and I put it into terms of GPUs. That way, what to mine can help me out on this. So 80%, and right now, like if we look at the Ethereum hash rate, it went down a bit and then it's up, but it's back up to 1 petahash. Here you can see 1 petahash. Let me get that bigger for you guys. So we have 1 petahash on the Ethereum network. That is a massive amount. Now, 20% is ASICs, like a lot of us in a previous stream dictated we thought it was. That means 80% is GPUs. That's 800 terahash on GPUs. Now, I worked that out on what to mine, and 800 terahash worth of 3080s, that is 800 million 3080 GPUs. So I was like, all right, this is going to make some interesting numbers because people, you just convert stuff to a terahash, go to that thing and say, this is what it's going to be. So what if we actually look in this in terms of actual GPU power? So I'm going to put in 8 million RTX 3080s here. See if we can get a screen. So look, I'm going to put in 8 million, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 zeros there, 8 million. Now let's have a look here. Kapow. We got 316 terahash. Now I can just go to a copy here. I got another hash rate calculator here. I'm going to get rid of this. So we have this much mega hash. Now, so we have 316,000. This is mega hash in Ravencoin that could come in. If it all hit it, it's all going to hit it. But that's 316 terahash. All right, 316 terahash worth of GPUs of 3080s that could be on this network. What's currently on it? 5.28 terahash. All right, that's interesting. So what if we took 316 terahash now? We have 316 terahash. There is only 5.28 terahash on Ravencoin right now. So I'm going to say 6. I'm going to divide that by 6. That is 52 times the hash rate that is going to hit Ravencoin. And we already looked at only 5 times, puts this in the red of like $1 or $2 at today's prices. It's going to be in the red if Ravencoin was currently at its all-time high. When I do the video and get these numbers together, I will have, how much you're going to make, current making. But the big thing to watch for is going to be your mine. If you look at fiat value, you're done. You may as well sell your rigs right now. They're dead. It's not going to happen. You should quit mining. Honestly, if you're looking at fiat value, GPU mining is already dead to you. But if you look at coins mined, this is where you're going to get the perspective of what's going on. Now, right now, with whatever I had in here, we're saying 15. This could drop to maybe 2 or 3 coins at only 5 times. Now, if you add in 52 times if everything hits out at once, which it won't. It's going to spread out everywhere. But there's enough hash rate there to 5 times the top 10 coins all at the same time. Ergo, could potentially be doubled of what's hitting Ravencoin because the hash rate on Ergo is double than what's on Ethereum. So there's 1.6 petahash coming in worth the Ergo hash rate. So keep that in mind as well, depending on what we're doing here. Let's just move to another coin here just off the get-go. Just something quick. Now, Zelhash is a tough one to figure out. It's in hashes on here, but we do know it uses souls. So in terms of souls, it does work out to be the same amount of hashes as souls. So here's how much hashes we have. I'm going to go into here now and just look at flux. But we're going to use hashes now instead of the actual thing. So we have 632 mega hash. So 632 mega souls essentially is coming in to hit. And now how much do we have on flux currently right now? 2.28 mega hash, and we have 300 and some mega hash worth of flux hash rate that could come in. That's like what, 200 times the hash rate? So these are just some quick numbers I'm using here. I thought using in terms of how much GPU power would be hitting this would be a nice way to convert this stuff in to open up people's eyes. It's going to be absolutely insane moving forward that I don't think people have a clue of what's actually going to happen when the merge when Ethereum is no longer mineable. These things are going to tank dramatically. We need double their already all-time highs to maybe even make 5 cents a day or something at this point. Like, it's going to be absolutely game-changing what's going to happen at that time. But again, like I said, all the hash rate's not going to be going to one single coin. You know, we're going to come in, people are going to be like, most profitable, we're going to this coin. Oh, it tanks in an hour. We're moving to this coin. We're moving to this coin. You know, sometimes you might be better off just to hit the bottom while everyone's fighting at the top. And then eventually people will come down to the bottom too and hit that. But there's enough hash rate to times 5, at least the top 10 coins at the exact same time coming off of Ethereum. So it's going to be pretty insane on what's going to happen. We're going to need massive price spikes. We're going to need all sorts of things out there. And that is where running as efficient as you possibly can. Honestly, the you're going to need like 6600 XTs and A2000s in your complete arsenal. A 3080 is going to be using too much power. A 3070 is going to be using too much power. Actually, a 3070 does really good, about on par, slightly better on Flux, I think, than an A2000. So that's actually interesting. I guess it's going to come down to what you want to mine, but I am working on the numbers to try to bring this to all you guys. And it's going to be very, very interesting because we do got to actually see what's actually coming, because you know, a lot of people have no clue and a lot of people just don't want to realize it. So like I said, this is with 80%. There's 8 million 3080s worth of hash rate coming in. I'm going to do it for 70%. I'm going to do it for 60 and 50%. But honestly, I really do think that 70 to 80% is GPUs, but I'm still even at 50% of it being GPUs and ASICs. You know, everything's going to be in the red on GPU mining once that initially happens. It doesn't matter if we're in a bull run or in a winter. It's just going to be red right across the board on GPUs. And those are some of the things that we got to start realizing. ROI values, they're going to be 3 to 5 years at least. Like I try mentioning, like right now, if you were to buy an MSRP GPU today, this very second, had it up by mining in 1 hour from right now, and you would not ROI that by the time of the current time frame that Ethereum hits. Even if we were in the bull run, you only have like 4 months left potentially, and the hash rate on Ethereum is through the roof. So we're not making very much on that. And say you only had 1 or 2 months left to ROI that on Ethereum mining. So you have like 80-90% of that GPU paid off by the time ETH is gone. Now you only have the last 10 to 20% to pay off. That could take an additional year or two or even longer. If you use your crypto to pay for power, you won't even ROI that card. And if you can use your everyday, fiat farming value, then you have a better chance of ROIing those GPUs. But it's just pretty crazy what's going on here. And I got to check out Discerno Fundamental, thank you very much for the US $2. Monero Ocean or RTM, convert 50%, 50-50, inodes and BTC. That's totally up to you. Myself, I've been converting when I use Monero Ocean straight up. Now, my last test, Monero Ocean did become more profitable. And I'm just going to go through the chat here. Actually, I got to answer that because it was a nice super chat. So we're going to answer this. Myself, I go into inodes myself. BTC, obviously, it has massive potential gains. And I saw something really interesting. It was a Reddit post. Usually Reddit is full of crap type of thing. I don't know how to say it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But I did see a post with a highlight. It was a very interesting highlight. So this is pretty much what it says. And it gives a nice example of, how high could be Bitcoin actually go in terms of value. So picture this. I can't remember how it went now. So 50% of whatever is, I totally can't remember how it goes. Oh, I'm butchering this. Can't remember, but say there's 50 million millionaires out there, right? And say one day all the millionaires, now that's not the number, there's a lot more somewhere or something, but say all those millionaires all decided one day they wanted 1 Bitcoin. Well, at the end of when all the Bitcoin are minted at the end of its mining lifespan, then everything will be transactions. There's only going to be a total of 21 million. That's what it is. There's over 50 million millionaires out there. And if they all wanted 1 Bitcoin, there's only going to be a total of 21 million Bitcoin minted. How high would the price go if they all said, I want my own Bitcoin? That's, ever think about that? That's pretty insane. There's not enough Bitcoin to give all those millionaires 1 Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy. I thought that was really interesting and, kind of opens your eyes, how big could Bitcoin go if, just say something like that happened. Having BTC each. The secret is to have 2 fans and push-pull config. Night, man. Bye, guys. Oh, Sub-Zero Systems. Have a good night, man. You have to go to bed. See you later. Thanks you for showing up. How is your tank bigger gun yet? Or is it faster? Oh, Red Putz. That's another thing I wanted to start off with that. After this live stream, I'm going to take a half an hour to an hour break or something, depending how my throat is. And then we're going to go live again on the gaming channel because some of you guys like to hang out with me. That's awesome. We still talk about crypto and whatever you guys want as well on top of that. But we play games. And we're going to be going back with World of Tanks. We're going to be blowing up some more people. And we're going to be getting some bigger guns on the tank so we can do it. So I haven't played since, the last time we live streamed, which was a couple days ago. So I do plan on, potentially live streaming here every day and going to the gaming channel every single day. So if you are not subscribed to the gaming channel, still come out there. Link is in the description. Subscribe up to Rabid Gaming. And we're going to, we can still talk about crypto and stuff and hang out on that channel as well. So yeah, after this live stream, we will be going live there as well, to shoot some things. Smash that like, people. Yes, guys, smash that like button. Do it. 88, 46 likes. Come on, more likes, guys. I want to play. I have a GPU. I have a GPU. I want to play. Yeah. So, what was I going to look at now? There was something else I wanted to show you guys. I cannot remember what it was. And I was in the middle of talking about something too before I got sidetracked with the 50 million millionaires and one Bitcoin thing. But I hope that answers your question, though. Do we convert 50-50? Myself, I go straight into iNodes personally. It has a massive high type of staking. But let's just go to mine Raptorium. What are we making right now in Raptorium? This thing is stating, you can't see that. So my rigs is not plugged in here. I thought they were, but I'll put them back. 1, 8, and 2. All right. So it's guesstimating 438 coins per day, $7.38 before power. That's not too bad. You think about it. We just talked about GPUs hitting the red zone. We're still profitable over here. Again, everyone goes out there and buys CPUs. We're going to be in the same boat on our CPUs. But our plan, I've been using our plan. I really like this so far. Originally it wasn't doing too well. It was doing good. The difficulty was super low. But, it seemed like they're doing some sketchy things. And then we confirmed it with the O11 data pool. But now it seems like they fixed some things. Look at my balance up here. I'm at $469 with $69, I wish. 469 Raptorium with 50 immature. So I'm about to get my payout soon. I do have that set for 480. I've been getting daily payouts of about 500, 481, and 504. That's with my 5950X on my workstation here. It's only part-time. Like I said, it does not mine all the time. So technically I have about 10 and a half GPUs, not the full 11. Because right now it's off. We're live streaming. It's going to be off again later because we're going to be doing some gaming and live streaming and talking again. So we're still doing not bad. I'm above what mine Raptorium is telling me in terms of that, and with 10 and a half CPUs mining Raptorium. So things are looking good. Here we can kind of see our hash rate levels. It dipped down a little bit, network hash rate. So the network hash rate dipped a bit, and now it looks like it's coming back up. Whatever. It does whatever it wants, but it's pretty high. Oh, here's another thing. What do we got going on here? This is this is another thing I want to point out. It looks like Flockpool picked up a little more hash rate again. They're at 65.2. Earlier, they're bouncing between 60 and 62. But this is what I kind of want to point out here. Look at this when I stay. A lot of people say, Flockpool, it's the best. It's the most profitable. I've done 3 different tests in Raptorium, and I found sometimes it wasn't even in the top 3. But they have a great UI. It's a great pool. Don't get me wrong. But I want to show you guys something. When I talk about hash to watt, or I guess blocks to mega hash, or blocks to hash rate found. So here you can see the last 100 blocks. Flockpool found 60 blocks. They're always sitting around the anywhere from 58 to 65 block range. So obviously they're finding the majority of blocks. But they have 203 mega hash. All right, so let's just take, let's go, I don't know. Let's take Monero Ocean. It's in second, I guess. They have 43 mega hash currently sitting on there. So we're going to go 203. We're going to divide that by 43 mega hash. So Flockpool has 4.7 times the hash rate. So we found 20 blocks here on Monero Ocean. So if we times that by 4, you need 80 blocks. So in order for Flockpool, for the same hash rate to blocks found, you need 80 blocks to be as profitable as what Monero Ocean found in the last 100 blocks. So they're 20 blocks short. So Monero Ocean in the last 100 blocks was, more profitable than mining on Flockpool. Sometimes Flockpool is higher, but majority of the time I do see these other pools a lot more profitable. Let's take a look and see what Supernova is looking like right now. Supernova did look like a profitable pool when I was on it that time. I think it was second or third. It was up there. But they have 13 mega hash, so 203 mega hash on Flockpool. Supernova has 13. So that's 15 times the hash rate they have. So let's just take our 6 blocks. We're going to times that by 15. Now you need 90 blocks. So in order for Flockpool to be as profitable at the same amount of hash rate, they would need 90 blocks. They only found 60. This is where I keep telling people, blocks to hash rate, Flockpool is not the most profitable pool. Like, this only looks like 6 blocks, but they made more in the last 100 blocks than Flockpool did. So that's 2 pools based on that. Monero Ocean made more in the last 100 blocks. Supernova made more in the last 100 blocks. Then both these pools right now, just by looking at this, is more profitable in the last 100 blocks than Flockpool is. So just because it's smashing out 60 blocks, 70 blocks, 65, whatever, every 100 blocks, and they got 65% of the hash rate, because they have so much hash rate, they're not finding enough blocks to be the most profitable pool. And these are some of the points I try telling people, and they just, can't figure it out for something. I don't know. I did 3 multiple pool tests. I've done them, and Flockpool is never in first place, ever. I've never had Flockpool come out in first place. I am going to be testing again, and we'll see if, maybe this time it might have a chance. But, I'm just trying to point this stuff out to some people so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing and, if it makes sense, or am I just, out of whack from everything. What did you talk about that coin you asked me to DM you about? What did you think about? Oh, yeah. I haven't looked into it yet, but, it looks like it has some profitability there. Crypto Noob UK will definitely be. I got to test that sometime, but I always got so much stuff to do. I'm printing these things out. I'm trying to revamp my CPU so I can, I'm going to start upping them from 3.6 to 3.8 after I switch those plugs around. I got to do this pool test now because we only have 2 days left. The 011 is done, so my pool test won't be done in time for that because I haven't even started yet, and I plan on doing that for about 7 days or so. So I got a bunch of stuff I'm always constantly trying to do, so it's really hard to, keep branching out and finding coins. But I guess I could throw 1 rig or something on that. I don't know. I'll look into it for sure, but it's just crazy. I can't chat from my other account. It is stuck on 5-minute rule for subscribers only for more than an hour. Really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rat Cough. I don't know what's going on right there. Lance Smith F. Martin, you're right on, Rabid. Thank you. I'm right on. It's nice to get some compliments once in a while. I'm just kidding. You guys are always getting compliments. You guys are awesome. Awesome, I tell you. Do I have alternate pool links? I do not, but Monero Ocean is a very profitable. I found it extremely profitable. I used to always talk bad about our plant. I think our plant is a good pool now. I'm currently on our plant myself. Let me just see screen so I can see so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh, stop that. All right. So alternate pools to move to, if you have to do a little more work if you want to convert that XMR, because Monero Ocean at profit switches pays you an XMR. And then, if you want to go into Raptoreum Smart Nodes, I do have a video on how to do that, but you will have to convert that on like Trade Ogre, XMR to Bitcoin, and then to RTM. A lot of people think there's too many fees in there, or, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. You get more RTM because, this is a really profitable way to mine on your CPU. And the fees are next to none. I end up with exactly the same amount in XMR value as Raptoreum value when I do the swapping over. So the fees are not an issue, and it just takes a little more work. And in the end, you can end up with more Raptoreum because of it. Our plant, like I said, great pool too. Supernova, we just looked up. They're way more profitable than Flockpool. So right now, Monero Ocean, our plant, Supernova, great pools. Minifacal, we could adjust theirs. They only found 1 block recently, but they only have 5 megahash. So we can look into that as well. Do some quick calculations, see how it is. But this is a great pool as well. Next block cycles, they could find 3-4 blocks. I was on this pool. It was really profitable as well. We can't count 011 anymore. So when I do my pool test, I'm thinking about going Flockpool, our plant, Supernova, Minifacial, Minifacal, Raptoreum, Eporium, probably. So that'll be those 5 pools. And then I might just throw a rig on Monero Ocean just because. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Maybe I'll put, maybe something else on here. I'm going to be running out of rigs, though, because I do have some 3950Xs, and I cannot throw them into the mix because then, that's not going to be on par with the 3900Xs. So I actually have 8 3900Xs, so I could, but one only has 1 stick around. I don't know. I'll figure something out, and I'll try to test as many of these things as I can test at one single time for you guys over a course of a week, and we'll see what happens. But those are just pretty much any pool out there could be more profitable than flock pool. So, you know, all that stuff. On flock pool, the essay, do you have okay, we went through that. On flock pool, the statistics say the pool has only 30 mega hash. Does it really say it only at what? Really? Only 30 mega hash on the pool is what it's saying inside the pool? There's something going on there. Go to miner stat, Raptorium, Emporium. Yeah, someone looks like they like that pool. Minifix, Facile is who I use. Nice. Yeah, I like that pool. I like all those other pools. Raptorium, Emporium, I have not. That's probably one of the only pools here I have not tried yet myself. What about Verus? Verus is very popular coin. Actually, the O11 data pool is still up and live on Veruscoin. That was actually one of the first pools that they had rolling for CPU mining there. So that one's still up and going. Isn't coming back up, but Flock is interesting every time something happens. Flock, what do you Kiss Ruckus, what do you mean the flock is interesting every time something happens? RabidMining, I haven't been mining RTM on flock with 5800 and haven't even broke 300 coin. Gonna build 5950X this week. Should I put it on Monero or RTM? Do you mean Monero as in Monero Ocean, or do you mean mining Monero directly? Mining directly is not very profitable. XMR is one of the least profitable coins that you can mine currently on your CPU, not because it's a bad coin. XMR is a great coin. It's just that, you know, there's so much hash rate on that coin. Like, it's like the Bitcoin of CPU mining. It's just massive hash rates right across that coin. A lot of people are mining it because, you know, they want the security to be high on it, and they just love, you know, what it stands for. And as we know, it's like the king of privacy when it comes to all these things. So yeah, a lot of people really stand behind XMR, and that's why they do mine it. That's another reason. There's people mine coins for certain reasons. It doesn't have to be profitable or the most profitable. You could just break even, but because they love the network and what it stands for, you know, they mine it. So that's just another way that people do mine stuff. I've been mining RTM. Okay, we went through that. Lightbit was making me over $1.20 a day, or was that Yata coin? I tried Yata coin for a while. It was pretty profitable, but I was doing all these other tests at the time. I still have to yet go back and actually fully give Yata coin a week test, and I have not managed to actually do that yet. That was actually another reason why I want to build my own node type of server PC, is so that I can run my own Yata coin type of pool on it and then, you know, mine to that. But I haven't got around to it yet. XMR is being mined by a crap load of malware infected machines. There's an XM rig silent. Oh, yeah, you know, that's very true. The same thing happened across Raptorium, if you guys remember. You know, those affected epics, or that data center pointed to Raptorium and pretty much doubled the hash rate. They brought like 200 mega hash in from those data centers. That's when the Raptorium hash rate spiked to over 400 mega hash. That was insane. Absolutely insane. Oh, Monero Ocean. You know what? I guess you can wait for my pool test, because I will have Monero Ocean on there. But as of my last test, is it on here? 30 CPU right here. RTM, AVIAN, Monero Ocean. Monero Ocean actually came out first. They were done on 3 separate weeks, but they were all back to back. And the hash rate and difficulty levels across AVIAN and Raptorium were pretty much, they stayed fairly consistent. No bouncing around to dramatically change the profitability. And Monero Ocean did win that test. Raptorium was second and AVN was third. Now, I don't really know what's going on with AVN. As you guys know, you know, it is a profitable coin to mine. You know, it used to be Ravencoin Lite. They had a lot of hiccups in the past. I don't really know what's going on in the future. They just announced they want to make AVN a gaming type of currency. So I still don't know what they're implementing. It does seem they're trying to follow a lot of steps that Raptorium has already done or currently doing. So I don't know what their plan is really moving in the future. I went through across my videos, and there was somebody in AVN spamming a lot of comments saying, we have great stuff coming. We have great stuff coming. Look at AVN. And, you know, that kind of turned me off a little bit as well. So I don't really know what's going on, but, you know, honestly, I'm not too heartfelt on AVN currently. A lot of people are, don't get me wrong there. I'm not saying it's bad, it's tanked, but I am a lot more into Raptorium than I am for like AVN myself. Any better way to mine Flux besides the one-click Verihash? To mine Flux? What do you mean? What do you mean by to mine Flux? Flux is just like mining anything else, isn't it? I believe I have a flight sheet set up for Flux. Let me have a look here. Where's my hiveos farm? Mine Flux. Let me see. Flux, engage, flight sheets. Yeah, so here's Flux on my solo Octo Beast. I tried solo mining Flux one day. I guess I did. So mine them. You can mine Flux on miner pool. So I don't know what you mean by is there another way? You guys can't see this because I'm horrible at switching my screen most of the time. But yeah, here's my setup here for mining Flux solo, at least anyway. But Flux wallet, miner pool using GMiner, just like I would mine, say, Ethereum or Ravencoin or anything else. So I'm not sure what you mean by, yeah, T-Rex, GMiner, and does Mini Z work on that as well? I think there's a Mini Z is for Flux as well. I could be wrong. You know what? I can just check that out right quick. Let's just go back into my death of Jeep. That's not going to be there. Okay, it's not there. I have to go back. Online Excel stuff. Where's the link? Right here, Excel spreadsheets. Where's my A2000 hash rates? Right here. Because I did test Flux on that right here. So yeah, Mini Z, GMiner, as well as LOL Miner all work on Flux. And these are my A2000 hash rates. Eth, Flux, Raven. Because I went to look up Flux, and when I Google in Flux hash rates, 3090 hash rates, all this stuff, that's one thing we got to realize here. Ethereum's on its way out the door. And when you look up any GPUs type of hash rates, what pops up? Ethereum this, Ethereum that, Ethereum 3090 Ethereum hash rates, 3070 Ethereum hash rates. So that's why, like, when I start testing GPUs, it's not gonna Ethereum's gonna be on there as long as it's mineable, but we're gonna have Flux, we're gonna have Ravencoin, we're gonna have all these other coins, probably the top 10 coins I'm gonna have hash rates for, because we gotta look into the other coins. It used to always be Ethereum, but that spotlight, that boat, that ship is gone and sailed. It's time to look into the future. It's time to change our ROI expectations and just realize what's actually coming. Flux has parallel mining on some networks. Zergpool, I think. No, they do their. That's actually on Miner Pool as well. Miner Pool does their parallel mining thing. Let's take a look. Minerpool.org. Minerpool.org. And they're supposed to be changing their dashboard. They haven't yet, but right here. Get 39% more rewards mining Flux, automatic conversions to main chain Flux coins sent to your mining wallet. So they do the whatever it is. Miner Pool, actually, guys, if you don't use it, it's a great pool. This is what I did use when I was mining Ravencoin. Since the halving and everything, the profits are back to where they were pre-halving because half the hash rate left, so it only makes sense. But obviously, we're in a bear market. I'm going for whatever's the most efficient. I put my 4 gigabyte GPUs back on Ergo because Ravencoin, it just uses too much power. So Ergo, I'm making more based on power consumptions. But yeah, Flux through Miner Pool, they are doing that thing for you. Mining Ravencoin on Miner Pool, you get that extra reward program. So you're getting free Ravencoin for mining there based on how much hash rate you have there. So Miner Pool does do a lot of great things. And so I do recommend them, honestly. I use them whenever, they have a pool that I plan on mining with, or a coin. Flux needs 2.9 gigabytes for a fixed size data structure. Can mine on 4 gigabyte cards. Doesn't increase over time like the ETH. Oh, Flux does? Yeah, I didn't really. Interesting. Cool. Good stuff. Forget ETH. We don't need to talk about ETH anymore. ETH is gone. It's gone in my mind. Again, total hash rate, 41 mega hash. What? Right now, that's what it's saying on Flexible, 41 mega hash. Just take a look on this again. Refresh. Current mega hash, 136 now because the algorithm switched. But oh, look at that. We just did this video. We said Flock Pool once and it shot up 2% in hash rate. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I don't know what's going on. Why are there so... I don't understand why there's so... Why? What would be perfect if there was about 15 to 30 mega hash across the top 8-9 pools. That would be a nice, great, even spread. And I think it would really help out Raptorium in general. Like if I was the owner of Flock Pool, I seriously limit it to an X amount of hash rate so I can keep it around 40% or something all the time instead of having it so high, because it looks bad. If you really want the coin that you have a pool and stuff for to do good, don't you think, you would do your part to help out? But that's just me. Thanks. I only have a 1050 Ti, so power should be okay. At this poo, excuse the language. I forgot about the other platform. What do we got? Two Kettle, what's going on here? M Sevlan, what's happening? Good morning. Hey, morning to you as well. First time chatter, welcome. I must be early. No one burning up the chat. Yeah, this platform isn't, the largest, but it's still here. Hey everyone, and how do we solo mine Raptorium without mining to pool? You can wallet mine, but then I do believe you have to put the core wallet into every CPU mining rig that you want to actually use. So you have to like mine through the wallet, and I don't really like that type of ordealio way, but it's possible. Can RTM be 51%, or do nodes prevent it? Well, Paul Doherty, Raptorium can be attacked 51% wise. It can happen, even though it's promoted as it can't. Any chain can be, taken out in an attack. Now, Raptorium is a lot harder than the other ones. And hear me out here for a second. So what the smart nodes do is they do provide that backup chain. So example, at the mining side, or, like how Ethereum Classic got those 4 or 5 attacks in the past, over 51% of the hash rate is on a certain pool, or even solo mined or whatever. However, it's there. And if there's a malicious act in it to attack the network, then the attack's going through. But the smart nodes are the back end security, and they get a block reward out of everything. Now, the full Raptorium block reward is 5,000. Now, the miners, through mining to the pools, they get 3,750, and the rest of every block does go to the smart nodes. So the smart nodes are literally mining on the network as well, and they can overthrow the proof of work, the CPU, as well as the GPU mining side of things if the network is being attacked, and keep the transactions nice and close. So essentially, right off the get-go, you'd be like, oh, you can't attack it. You have 60% of the hash rate. You're trying to attack the network. Smart nodes kick in, and they prevent that and keep the chain running smoothly. But as the price of Raptorium stuff does drop down, like we're seeing right now, some huge, massive whale can buy a whole bunch of Raptorium. He can put up a whole bunch of smart nodes. It can be done. Someone with a lot of money, it takes a lot of money to do a normal attack. It just takes a lot more to do Raptorium, and they can buy up all the smart nodes. So now if they own smart nodes and they got the proof of work side and they're attacking on both ends, yes, Raptorium can be attacked at that point. So keep that in mind. It's possible, but if someone just says, no, it's impossible, you can't do it, that's not entirely true, because it can be done. It just takes a lot more work, a lot more money, and a lot more effort to actually do it. Hope that answers that question. Matic is one to Dior. There used to be a page in Flockpool where you could see the blocks we found. It's also gone. That's very interesting. They're just, kind of hiding things now because they realize that they're not that profitable, or what? I keep showing, I don't know, it doesn't work. People just don't understand. They just say Flockpool is the most profitable. Flockpool is the best. I make the most. So mine on Flockpool, every time I test it, it's not the best. Every time I look at it and do this blocks to hash rate conversions, it's never the best. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yath going the way of BTC, cashed out $70 in ETH, paid $24 in fees. Ouch, that's insane. That's why I just Ethereum, gas, extremely broken network. In the future, who knows? It'll probably explode. But remember, nothing's really going to explode until Bitcoin explodes. So I don't expect any big, massive bull runs moving forward until probably 4 years from now. Actually, 4 years from now could be the next big crash. So 2 years. 2 to 2.5 years will be the next, big explosion coming after the next halving, because everything does tend to follow its 4-year cycles and everything. You also need 50% of both CPU and GPU. Not with Raptorium. You just need 50% of the hash rate, because unlike AVIAN and what's that other coin that I can't remember what it was. What coin was that when I was looking at? Oh, was that Epic Cash? Yeah, I don't know. That one's kind of weird. But the GPU mining side and the CPU mining side, they're both on the same Ghost Rider Random X. So they're not a split chain. So the total hash rate on the network is both on the CPUs and GPUs. So you just need over 51% of the main hash rate. It's not a split chain. Now, if you're on a coin where, I guess if you had nodes on there, as well as the CPU mining side and the GPU mining side, where they're all on different algorithms, then you would need all three. But when it comes to the proof of work side of Raptoreum, the GPUs are mining the same algorithm as the CPUs. Just CPUs are more efficient at mining all the rotations in there than the GPUs are. So you only need the proof of work side to over the 51% of that. Mini Z is the best on Flux for majority of the cards. Yes, I've been hearing that a lot. Mini Z is. I did find, though, that I think GMiner was better on the A2000. Do I still have that up? Is that still here? A2000 hash rates, open. What did I find here? So Flux, hash to watt ratio. Where's my hash to watt ratio? 3.55 right here. So GMiner, yeah. I found GMiner was the best for Flux in the A2000, but that is correct. Mini Z is better for the majority of the GPUs out there. Here you can see I hit 28.10 souls on GMiner. I hit 24.28 with LOL Miner. And Mini Z was 25.64. So Mini Z was second at the same amount of power as everything. So GMiner did get that little better efficiency because it had slightly higher hash rate. But yeah, majority of GPUs, it does look like Mini Z is the way to go. But again, try everything. Try everything with a watt meter on your GPU so you can maximize that hash to watt ratio. That's what it's all about. It's going to be efficiency. If you don't run efficient in the future, you got issues. I'm just kidding, you don't. Have you seen Ethereum dual mining on T-Rex beta? I have not even looked into that affiliate. How do you even say that? Alephium or Alephium? I don't even know. But I haven't looked into it all yet. I really plan on doing a video, obviously the how to mine, profitabilities, yada, yada and stuff. But I'm currently still solo mining Ethereum, so I don't really want to pull any hash rate off that to do anything at the moment. But, I probably should. Where's, see, look, I'm solo mining. Take a look at it. Solo mining Ethereum, still no blocks found. I'm at 10% luck. I hit 10% luck. 0 blocks, 0 blocks, 0 blocks. But I haven't mined this for now. I guess it's probably been about 12 or 13 days. No luck yet. Well, I got 10% luck, but nothing in terms of blocks. So I'm going to keep mining this, though. I'm in do or die mode. I'm thinking if I would have been on a pool, I'd be at about to almost 2 weeks. I believe 2 weeks. I do about 0.14 something a week. So I'd be at like 0.2 something, maybe 0.3 Ethereum in terms of mining. And right now I'm at 0 because I've been solo mining. But if I hit a block, if I hit a nice block, what if I hit 400th block? Amazing. If I, hit a standard 1.97th plus tax fees, which is all burnt anyway, then, it's still, pretty nice. Block reward, 5,316 USD. That's not too bad in today's prices. But yeah. I just got rid of my thing. There we go. We're back. But yeah, I'm solo mining Ethereum right now. Not recommended for anybody to do, but I'm still doing it because I fail at solo mining. But if I'm going to do it right and hit a block, it may as well be on Ethereum. 400th block. Can you imagine? Hey, if I hit a 400th block, guys, I'd seriously have like a 10th giveaway. I'd give away 1th or 0.5, 1th to 4 people. Or I give away 0.5th away to 8 people or something like that. Then I go buy myself a couple of thread rippers because, then I could actually afford it. But yeah, those are my plans if I hit a 400th block. We'll see what happens. Oh, insane. Even if I had a 200th block, I'd still do that. Okay, so I have one rig, 100% running on solar, 28 mega hash S, 600 hash Raptoreum, 100% solar, nice. So 0 power costs at all. That's the way to go. And I really want to get solar as well in the future. I'm soloing ETH through the 15 terahash for science. What? You have 15 terahash? TechMan? 15 terahash. I'm soloing ETH through the 15th. Oh, through the 15th. I thought 15 terahash. So you mean the 15th of February. Okay. Block hodl till it hits 4K, then sell. Yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be the main thing. We know it's going to go up. Ethereum's going to go up. BTC is going to go up. It's all going to take, and it's in its cycles. The next big bull run is going to happen after Bitcoin's next halving, which is going to be in a few years now. When is the next halving? Let's look it up. When is Bitcoin going to have again? Because I forget when I think it's 2024. Bitcoin halving. I believe NiceHash has all the upcoming. Litecoin is set to have next. What is it? No, that's not it. NiceHash, where are you? You know, when you finally want to use NiceHash for something, it just isn't there. And then when you don't want it, it's all over the place. Bitcoin halving NiceHash. NiceHash. Come here. Come here. Show me what you got. Oh, that's the wrong one. Is that, nope. Nope. I guess we have to go to full screen for this operation. All right. Crypto halving and forks. Here we go. Upcoming events. What? Dash now. Dash is having a halving now? I didn't know. It used to be Litecoin. So it looks like this updated. There's some new stuff having here. Have a look here, guys. So Dash is having on June 3rd, 2022. So in June, looks like Dash is going to have a halving. Looks like Handshake is having on May. So in May, Litecoin, used to be the next one coming up, but they changed things here. That's August of next year, 2023. But Bitcoin, this is the big one. This is the one we all want to watch. That is 2024. So in March of 2024, that changed quite a bit, actually. It used to be in December. So now it's up to March. Crazy. Obviously, this will keep changing as every day goes by, as it gets closer and closer to it. So we get more thing. But this is just rough estimate. So in March of 2024, Bitcoin will have. So I'm assuming, 5-6 months past this halving could be the start of the next bull run or sometime the following year. That is when we will see the next big one. Now, if you've been following history and charts, history usually does everything. The 4-year cycles, the last big cycle, that we really, first adoption of BTC was like, 2013 or something. It had a nice spike. People started using it. No spike compared to anything that we've seen. But then, everything dropped down right after it. Then 2017 came around. That was the first time, price really shot up. It went up, and then you hit that crypto winter. December started crashing. January moving into it. We are exactly 4 years after that exact same thing, and we're at the exact same 4-year time frame where 2017, 2018 fall into 2021, 2022 all-time high, and here we are in the exact same months per se of the falling. Now, if we follow history back to 2017. I should probably have a chart here in front of me. I don't really know how to read charts the greatest, but it looks like March, April was the all-time low of that crypto winter. So Bitcoin is still on its way down currently, and will probably hit the low around March, April, or May moving forward. And then it'll just lay low for a couple of years up until, with the odd spike here and there, up until this halving comes into play. And now we could see a potential bull run where Bitcoin, goes way above what we currently seen. So Canadian prices, 2017, we hit 18,000. 2021, it shot up to, what did it shoot up to in Canadian prices here? Anybody from Canada? I think it was like 80,000 Bitcoin. So 17 to 80,000. Both things that actually we don't know if they're in common. But the winter, the low of the big, bear run was about 85% of the all-time high. So 2017 was 18,000. It fell to about 3,000. And then now we're looking at 80,000 Canadian. The all-time low in March, April, or May could potentially be down to like 10 to 13,000 Bitcoin. Could be the low this time. Again, not financial advice. I don't know if this is going to play out. I'm just basing stuff on history and charts that I've seen in the past. Now moving forward, we could see like a 500,000, 600,000 price of Bitcoin after the next halving. A massive bull run moving after that based on the previous spikes of the last halving. So could that happen? We have no idea. But the next major spike is going to be after the next Bitcoin halving, in my honest opinion. But don't take my word for it. Not financial advice. Always do your own research, because I could be way out of whack and out of lunch here, guys. Keep that always in mind. Burns me knowing I have $600 in an account that's locked. Horrible. Mining since being mining. There is a decoupling of cycles to adoption this year. Yeah, for sure. Everything could be extended. Everything could be slowed down. But in terms of what's going on, it might not hit that low. It might only be half, maybe 30. We see all the resistance hitting at that 32,000 USD range. Maybe that is the bottom. It keeps bouncing off that and going, hitting those spikes. But if it breaks through that, that's when I think, the next low could be March, April, based on previous history. History always does tend to repeat itself. And, yes, this has happened financially, this is happening in the world, this is happening in that. But if you just ignore everything that's going on everywhere and straight out look at a chart in history and nothing to do with news or governments, everything's still kind of playing out how history is showing. Very, very interesting. Buy the dip. Yeah, always buy the dip, but don't buy the dip if it keeps on dipping. Way too much TVL and big money in now, so retail whims are not a factor this time around. Oh yeah, very true. All this stuff, comes into play. Like I said, I have no idea how low it's going to go. I'm just basing everything off history charts. And, history charts say we could potentially drop down to a 30,000. Could it happen? No idea. If it does, I'll be like, hey guys, remember when I said, back then? Yeah, that's right. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm horrible at charts, really. I just look at the obvious. I don't know any of the technical details involved in reading a chart and all its lines. I'm just looking and things look, pretty close to the same as what they did in the past. Is Canada wanting to tax coins too? I believe Canada had a tax law in for like 5 years now, since 2017, 2018, maybe even before that, actually, 2014, 13. I don't know. They have a law, but I think it's different. Now, I'm going to be working on, a potential video on that very subject. I don't know all the ins and outs yet, but pretty much in Canada, it seems fairly straightforward, at least in my eyes. I'm probably missing something here, but it goes to a point where it depends how much you mine. And now you're only getting taxed on it, I believe, if you sell it. And then when you sell on it, if it's over an X amount, they're doing you can only tax 50% of how much you actually sold. So example, I mined 100,000 worth and then I sold it and, I made 100,000. So that's how much I made, 100,000. So they're going to tax me their percentage on 50% of that. So I should only have to pay taxes on 50% of 50,000 instead of 100,000 is how I'm kind of gathering, because it's all based off the stock market and capital gains is how they're doing the crypto thing. Last time I read it is how it kind of plays out. So I still don't even know if that's right. I got to look into it more, but just off the tip of my head and skim reading through the Canadian CRA report, that's pretty much how they say it. Just like stock markets, 50% of capital gains is what they plan on taxing, which doesn't sound really too bad, but maybe it is. I don't really know. But again, if you're in the States, every state is different. So it gets a lot more complicated if you're in the USA or something. So you really got to look into it. But that's just me. I don't know. Anyone else in Canada kind of have an idea? I could be way out to lunch there too. And I have to look into it because, it's that time of the year. 100% take if it's primary income. CRA decides. Oh, CRA decides. Is that what it is, 8 bits? They decide. So pretty much, I guess, the way they are and the way, everything's been going with everything. Everything's probably just 100% taxed now. I think it clocked it at 24K. What was that? 24K? Should be called a Rancor. Rancor. What do you want Threadrippers for? They're meant for compiling, rendering, compression. They are a poor ROI for crypto due to motherboards being $400. Ryzen 5000 made first and second gen TR obsolete. Yes, very true. But I'm looking for, I think the nice bang for your buck is about for me, 3970X. Number one, let's just go to mine raptoreum. That's why I think it's, probably the next bang for your buck. Now, on all the sides, obviously, I want to do testing and everything on it, but I also think for my workstation PC, it'll help with my video rendering stuff. So once I get all the numbers and do all the algorithm tests and power consumptions, then I can also use it for obviously mining raptoreum or something, but then I can also have it in my gaming PC as, my video render and everything that my workstation does. But let's just take a look. So look at two 5950Xs. It says you're averaging 4.2 hash, so 4.2 kilohash. Now, if we get one 3970X, that's 8.5. So 8.5, where 3970X, let me get this right. What is going on? Why is it seeming like it's not what it's supposed to be? So 2, I'm only putting 1, that's why. 2. Okay, so 8.4, and the 3970X1 is 8.5. So slightly higher than two 5950Xs. Now, I have it all worked out. It's cheaper to build two 5950Xs, but, by about $800 or so. But in the long term, my rendering stuff. Also, when you come into Threadrippers long term, The Threadrippers, because the more chips and everything they put on that single CPU, they do use less power per chip than the 5950Xs, 3950X, so on. So long-term efficiency, you will be using less power per hash than you will be on, say, the 5 or 4 3000 series of a consumer grade CPU. So that's another reason I want to look into it. And the 3970X does look like, you know, the best bang for the buck. And you guys didn't even see half this stuff because everything was all out of whack. So let me put it back to this. But if you look at the 3990X, like, you're only getting 10,000 hashes here. Now, a big factor here, I think, is because the clock speeds, even though it's a 64 core, 128 thread monster, the clock speeds are only like 2.6 or something on the Threadripper 3990X. So you can't really pump them up unless you really want to burn some power here. And one of those is like 4 or 5 of the 5950Xs. And the gap here is, you know, way not worth it. You can save half your money building 4 5950Xs and getting, so what we got here, 16,000 hashes here. And here you got, yeah, 10,000. So definitely not worth it whatsoever. It'll be cheaper to build 4 of these and have more hash rate than the 3990X, even though it's still on par with the same amount of cores. That's why I do think the 3970X is the biggest bang for your buck in terms of mining to everything else, because those cores are faster, everything's faster, it's cheaper. The 3990X just for the CPU alone is like $6,200 Canadian, where if you can find the 3970X, it's about $2,600, but it's out of stock everywhere. Amazon has it, but it's $3,600, an extra $1,000. So you can build this thing for about $3,000, where it takes about $1,200 to build 2 of these each. So $2,400, or, you know, a little over $3,000 on that one. So in my own benefits, you know, it'd be great to test a hash with, little more efficiency long term, but then I can also, you know, render out videos and stuff a lot better and faster. Can you share the underclock settings for a 3950X? Sure, let's just take a look at my Ordelio here. Let me adjust my screen so yeah, you guys can see this. So here's my profile too. You can see, let me just open it all up. So you can see it's an all-core overclock of 3800, so 3.8 gigahertz, I guess. Oh, so I'm running at 3.8 at 1 volt. Now, you can run these at 3.6, and you can get them down to about 0.95 volts, depending on Silicon Lottery. Now, I did have one rig out of 6 that, you know, would run at 0.9, or I had all my rigs except for one running at 0.95, but one kept rebooting every 2 or 3 days. So it needed a little bit more voltage. So I just put everything at 3.6, 1 volt, and then I slowly turn up the clocks on this one, and it's been stable. It's never shuts down. So 3.8, 1 volt on this single 5950X seems to be 100% fine. Now, if I want to do some mining, I just hit the manual button here. I hit apply. It applies those. Now, if I want to go streaming, play a game, I just go back to default, hit apply, and it's that fast to, at least in Windows with Ryzen Master on your workstation, to set your overclock settings. Now, if you plan on using hiveos, obviously you got to do all that inside the BIOS itself because you just don't have those programs. You can buy old EPYC systems with dual EPYC 7601s, which is 32 out of 64 CPUs with 64 megabyte L3 cache. You only pay only $1,200 for a dual CPU system with motherboard EPYC 7601. It is almost the same like a 5950X. Let's take a look at that bad boy in the good old Mine Raptorium. So where is it? Where are you? Where? Mine Raptorium, where are you? There you are. Do they have that EPYC in here? Which one is that? 7601. Come on, you don't even have that one in here? No 7601. You gotta be kidding me. Why don't they have that in here? So now we gotta look at it. So it's a 3264. Okay, 3264, 64 megabyte. Okay, let's look this up right now. 7601 EPYC. EPYC 7601. I want, whoa. 01 specs. EPYC 7601 specs processor. Base clock is only 2.2. Look how a little slow. That's pretty slow. That's kind of like my 3990. Oh, you guys can't see that? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I always forget about these buttons. Can't really see that either. So look at the base clock on the 7601. It's 2.2. So that is very slow. Like we're running 3.8. We're on our 5950Xs. So this is the same type of operation we're going to see with the 3990X. That's why it does not hash the same as the same amount equivalent to it. So I don't think we're going to get the hash rates that actually you think you're going to get on here because of that. And look at the boost clock is only up to 3.2. So even the boosting up where we're going to start burning a lot of power here at 3.2 is still not even as high as our normal clock speeds of the 5950X and 5800 or the 3950X's counterparts. So I probably would not roll with this. Yes, you can fit 2 on a motherboard, but the hash rates I don't think are going to be the greatest. But you did say it should support at least L3 cache wise enough of everything. Let's take a look at where's the L3 cache. 180, 32, L3 cache 64. Oh, wait, 64 threads. So it's actually, here's another thing. It's not even going to fully utilize all that, I don't think. So 64 divided by 2. So you're only going to be able to utilize 32 of these threads also. So you're only using half of one of these CPUs. So yeah, this Epic would not be a good buy in my perspective. You're only going to be using 32 threads on Raptoreum when this is a 64 thread CPU. So I guess 2 of these in a dual motherboard would be the same as using, then you'd be able to use, I guess, the full 64 threads. So yeah, I probably would not roll with that operation here because it doesn't have the L3 cache to support it all, the complete CPU, and then the core speeds are too slow on the stock. Even the boost is less than a stock 5950X. So yeah, I probably wouldn't go for it myself. What about a Ryzen 3 3200G? I have not tried any of those. Let's have a look at the, is that in mine Raptoreum? Let's have a look. 3200G, are you in here? 31, 35. Nope. No, it's not in there. All right, let's look at the 3200G. 3200G Ryzen, adjust my screen again. Specs. We want specs here. Actually, that's the Ryzen website. It should tell us everything. Okay. Oh gosh. 4 cores, 4 threads. This thing better be cheap, like free almost. Okay, so we got 4 threads. So we're going to need at least 8 megabytes of L3 cache here to fully utilize this bad boy. L2. Does it even have L3 cache? I don't even see L3 cache. Oh, 4 megabytes. Oh, so you're only getting 1, so not very good. You're going to be utilizing 2 threads on the CPU for Raptoreum. 1 thread if you mine Haven, because it requires 4 megabytes per L3 cache. So this is another one of these CPUs that would not be very great, unless maybe you find it for $1 or somewhere, or $5 on sale. Not the greatest thing. So when it comes to looking for a CPU mining for a thing, it depends on the coin you want to mine. For Raptoreum, obviously you need 2 megabytes L3 cache per thread. So depending on the thread, so if you have a 24 thread, you need at least 48 megabytes of L3 cache to fully utilize a 24 thread CPU. Then you got to look into, now that we know we can utilize, the full CPU on this coin, next thing you got to look at is its core CPU speed. Like I say, where are we at? Let's just look at, let's look at the 3900X. And this is something I didn't really realize, but the 3900X actually has a higher core speed than the 5000 series. 3900X versus 5900X specs. Threads, blocks. Is this the one? Spec to back, guide to guide. So yeah, look at this. The 5900X, 3.7 is the base clock, where the 5900X, 3.7, where the 3900X is 3.8. So therefore, if we run this at 3.8, we're technically starting to get into the overclocking side where it starts burning too much power, where 3.8 on the 3000 series is still within its normal base range. Now, the 5000 series boosts higher, but when it comes to CPU mining, we don't really care about the boost. That is where I say once you start going past that core clock, the stock base clock on the CPUs, that's when you start reducing that hash to watt ratio, more and more and more because you're getting into the overclocking side, and it's just not worth it when it comes to CPU mining. Now, as for the rest of these, 64 meg, 64 meg, they have the same stats all the way up in their 5950 and 3950 aspects of that. So very interesting. These CPUs, like, they're amazing for what they give you and what you get out of them. These are amazing. Intel, they're nowhere near the same type of performances in terms of mining performance than these AMDs. Like, their next gen Raptor Lake, they're promoting it as double the cache size, double this. They still do not hardly have any L3 cache. They doubled the cache altogether from Alder Lake and stuff, but it's still a horrible CPU mining CPU. So don't even look into the Raptor Lake CPUs because, they won't be a very good miner. I'm very pumped up for the 7000C series AM5s with that 3D V cache because, one, they're going to start using DDR5. Still don't know, supply probably won't be there. And the speed on it, we do find if we don't even use XMP profile, we use our base speed, we get a higher hash to watt ratio. It uses too much power to overclock your RAM in general. But they are adding potentially double the L3 cache, which would make Haven mining on those CPUs absolutely insanely profitable. Because right now on the 3900X, the 3950, 5900X, and 5950X CPUs, we're still only utilizing 16 threads on Haven because it uses 4 megabytes per L3 cache on with only 64 megabytes total. So we're only using 16 threads. Now, if they double that up in terms of the 3D V cache, which is supposed to act like, we could fully utilize those CPUs in terms of mining on top of on Haven. And Haven's already a very profitable, efficient coin to mine with only 16 threads on these. We could double that up and it could even potentially double the profits. Could put that ahead of Raptorium, which could be another coin to mine if you want some Raptorium Smart Nodes. Convert that into Raptorium in the future for even more, to stack up that bank. It all depends. But, those AM5 CPUs, I'm very, very excited for because, that L3 cache potential to fully unlock them CPUs on any of the CPU coins out there. Hopefully that made some sense to, some of you guys out there. But yeah, AM5, I'm stoked for those CPUs to come out. They're going to be absolutely insane. Now, I have seen a few people say, because of that extra L3 cache and all this, we're going to even see extra mining performance. I think they're probably still going to perform the same as the 3000, 5000 series on coins like XMR, Monero, Monero, XMR, Raptorium, Haven. They're going to be the same. They might get slightly better hash rates, but I don't think we're really, if you're going out there just to mine Raptorium, picking up all the brand new CPUs, I don't think we're going to see too much of a performance increase. Some people are saying, it's going to be a nice big increase, but I don't think so. I think the biggest increase we're going to see on them is the L3 cache utilizing more threads on Haven. That's what I'm really pumped for because then another coin will become very profitable with those specific CPUs. And then you can just cash it into Raptorium or something else. So that's what I'm mostly stoked for. If we see a little more performance on Raptorium, that's bonus. That's awesome. That's great. But I really think the biggest push coming out of those is mining Haven in general. That's just my point of view on this, guys. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. What do you guys think about that, sum up of it? Now I have to cancel my container of 5,000s. Oh, Fundwiser, why CPU and GPU supply chain problems will continue through the end. Yeah, they're actually predicting that the supply chain is going to last at least another 2 years. At least. Because how long they say, like Samsung's are wrapping up those buildings. When they start doing that last year before, they said it's going to take at least 3 to 4 years before they actually, start production in them. Plus, with all the global shipping supplies, now you have people doing roadblocks, all this other stuff. We have at least another 2 years of shortages coming. So, NVIDIA is saying, we're going to have lots of stock. Or these people, we're going to have lots of stock. It's not going to happen. They're already lying. RTM and Flux are the next best coins to mine after ETH if crypto doesn't get banned. If crypto, I don't think it's going to get banned. I think it's really going to move. And honestly, the Bank of Canada, not the Bank of Canada, but the Canadian government themselves, they do plan on releasing the digital Loonie, their own type of stable coin. But I know it's a sense, oh, you know, that's going to be loaded up with privacy data. It's pretty much going to have your identity stamped to it. Yes, but that's not the part that's exciting. The part that's exciting is they said they're not going to do it yet until Bitcoin is more widespread accepted in Canada. So what I got out of their whole statement is they're looking at implementing Bitcoin widespread so that they can implement their own stablecoin. Canada is looking at implementing Bitcoin. That's insane. That's what I got out of the whole thing, not the stablecoin stuff that they're trying to push out there. I got that they're trying to push Bitcoin to be more wide use in Canada. And that's absolutely amazing news myself. That's just me. What do you guys think? RTM and Flux, the next best coins to mine after death. Yeah, we went through that. Okay. Wow, we've been here for a while, guys. My throat is killing me. I don't even know if I can. We got to do some gamer live stream stuff still later. Let me check. Where's my gaming channel? Rabid Gaming. You guys subscribe to that? You guys better be. There we go. That's where we play tanks. Look at that. Boom, boom. That was us playing right there. We're just blowing things up. Explosions. Bang. How come? Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel so we can play some games together, and we can still talk about crypto, obviously, but we can do it while gaming. Subscribe to that gaming channel. We're at 958 subscribers, guys. Let's smash that to 1,000. Do we even have enough people here for that? 82 viewers, 71 likes. Hit that like button here as well. Twitch also. How do you solo mine RTM? Oh yeah, we went without the mining pool. Oh, I forgot about that. I think, yeah, we talked about that. Intel just staked property, haven't broke ground yet, even here in Ohio. So 3 to 4 years till that plant gets going. Yeah, so like we're going to be in a shortage for a very long time. I am putting 2 GPUs on each of my 5900X. Is that hurting the CPU mining much? No, I don't even think you'll notice. I run that one of mine in Windows. And the only thing really with Windows is you should at least restart your Windows rig every 3 or 4 days to keep it. No, you will notice you start slowly over time start to lose a little bit of hash rate in Windows. So if you do reboot your rig every 4 or 5 days, it should be okay. But yeah, you shouldn't really run into any issues in terms of running your CPUs with your GPUs. Once you start running like maybe 6, 7, 8, and you're running them splitters and everything, then you may have to free up some threads and whatnot. But for the most part, you'll be good. 359 now. Nice, nice. We're going to be doing some gaming later, guys. I got to wait for my throat to clear up. I got to work on, I guess I got to do a video for tomorrow and all this stuff. Crazy. It's going to be a busy, busy day, but we are going to get to blasting some tank people. All right, guys, but I do have to go set everything up for that stream later on, so I appreciate everybody for showing up. We'll probably live stream again tomorrow. I plan on doing this, if not every day, every second day. We'll see what happens, but thank you for showing up. I will see you guys on the next one. Rabid out.